Hello, good morning class. So today we will have a demonstration as requested guys, okay, for treasury stock transactions. So we have here yung problem natin, okay, with Solar Inc. So una, basahin muna natin yung problem and then sasagutan natin siya based dun sa na-discuss natin, okay, kung paano siya i-record sa libro. So, sabi dyan, Solar Incorporated has the following stock outstanding on December 31, 2023. So, given dyan yung ordinary shares with existing par value at 100 pesos. And ang number of authorized shares, pag sinabi natin authorized, again, it's the maximum number of shares na pwedeng i-issue ng isang corporation. Okay, so that's 100,000 shares, okay, given sa problem. And then also na-mention din yung 45,000 shares issued and outstanding. So, ang worth niyan is 4,500,000 pesos. Now, also given din yung share premium ordinary shares, di ba? So, that's 3,600,000. So, kailan nga ba nangyayari na nagkakaroon tayo ng share premium ordinary shares? Kapag nag-issue tayo ng shares above sa given par value, okay? Yung tinatawag nating par value, ito yung amount, okay, arbitrary amount na nakarecord sa Articles of Incorporation. Okay, so that's the par value. Now, sabi rin dyan, the following are the transactions that took place in 2024. Okay, so that's current year, okay, according sa problem. So, we have March 15, Solar purchased 1,000 shares for 195 pesos per share. Now, June 21, Solar sold 600 of the shares purchased on March 15 for 210 per share. October 7, Solar sold 200 shares purchased on March 15 for 190 pesos per share. And lastly, November 10, Solar retired remaining 200 shares. Now, before we prepare yung necessary journal entries for these transactions, balikan muna natin guys, okay, yung na-discuss natin about treasury stocks. So sabi dyan, ang treasury stocks, these are issued shares ng corporation pero nire-acquire natin, okay? And usually, ang preferred method of recording treasury stocks is the cost method. Diba? So, kung magkano natin siya in-acquire, kung magkano yung halaga, so doon din natin siya i-record. Now, once na na-acquire ang isang treasury stocks, eventually, there will be two cases na mangyayari, okay? Posibleng mangyayari. Either, i-reissue natin ito sa mga shareholders. Therefore, we have yung reissuance of treasury shares or we can have yung retirement ng treasury shares. So, na-indicate ko na dyan yung mga possible scenarios. Okay, so reissuance, kapag ka above cost natin siya i-reissue, potentially magkakaroon tayo ng credit, sabi natin sa share premium treasury shares. Now, if it's gonna be below cost naman, so meron tayong priority na susundin. Okay, so una is i-debit natin yung share premium treasury shares kung may existing. And if none, then proceed tayo sa second priority which is yung debits or retained earnings. Now, for retirement of treasury shares, meron din yung dalawang scenario, guys. Either it may result sa gain on retirement, wherein magkakaroon tayo ng credit, sabi natin sa share premium retirement of treasury shares. And loss on retirement, so meron ding priority yan, either sa share premium capital stock, ordinary or preferred. And then pangalawang priority, sabi natin share premium treasury stock, okay? And last priority will be retained earnings. Now, let's take a look guys at the problem. So, March 15 is all about the purchase ng treasury shares, di ba? So, reacquisition natin ng previously issued shares. So, sabi dyan sa problem, 1,000 shares ni in-acquire natin for 195 pesos per share. Take note guys that the par value of the share is 100 pesos. So, it's above par value, di ba? Nung ni-reacquire natin. Pero ang sabi kasi is we have to record it at cost, di ba? So, magkano ba natin siya dapat i-record? So, that will be, ang computation natin dyan is yung 1,000. So, that's the number of shares. So, kung cost method ang ginagamit natin, guys, so we simply record it kung magkano natin siya binili. Okay? So, treasury shares at 195,000. So we're going to check, that's equivalent sa 95,000 pesos. Okay, so we debit 95,000 pesos and we credit, of course, yung cash. Okay, kasi nagbayad tayo ng cash for acquisition of this treasury shares. So that's 95,000. So that will be our journal entry for March 15 transaction. So what about si June 21? Sabi, out of these 1,000 shares na nire-acquire natin, di ba? Binenta natin. So it's under reissuance of treasury shares. Now, ang tanong, is it above or below cost? So, tingnan natin. Okay, sabi sa problem, March 15, shares purchased on March 15 for 210 pesos per share. So originally, ang acquisition natin is 195, but this time, we are selling it for 210. So it's definitely above cost, okay? 195 versus 210 pesos. So that's above cost. And ang possible scenario natin, sabi, is kapag above cost natin siya i-reissue, potentially, magkakaroon tayo ng credit sa share premium treasury shares. So tingnan natin, ano nga ba yung magiging entry natin. So, niresell natin. So, definitely, magkakaroon tayo ng inflow ng cash. Okay? Magkano yan? So, that will be sa price ng shares na pinagbili natin. So, that's 600 times magkano? 210. Okay? So, that's the reselling price. So, let's take a look. 600 multiplied by 210. So, that will be equivalent sa 126,000. Okay, and of course, magkakaroon tayo ng credit, di ba? I-credit natin yung dinebit natin previously na treasury shares. So, magkakaroon tayo ng entry na treasury shares din. Okay? This time, magkano? So, it's only 600, okay? Kasi originally 1,000 natin na reacquire, pero ang sabi sa problem is only 600 were resold, okay, or reissued. So 600, multiply natin, of course, at cost yan dapat. So kung magkano natin na-record yung treasury shares before, dun din naman natin siya i-credit, okay, para ma-remove sa libro. Treasury shares at 195, okay, total. So that's the cost. 600 multiplied by 195, so that's equivalent to 117,000. And of course, based dun sa scenario na given natin, so it will definitely result, guys, sa credit, okay, sa share premium. Anything in excess will not be recognized as an income, but instead, it's gonna be a credit, guys, to share premium. Okay, so we will have share premium, treasury shares. And magkano yan? So, of course, the difference between these two. 126 minus 117. So, that's like 9,000. Okay, so let's test the equality of our debit and credit. So you have your total debit 126 and ang credit natin is also gonna be 126. So equal ang debit and credit natin. Okay, so that will be our entry for June 21. Okay, June 21 is an above cost reissuance scenario. Okay, what happened naman sa October 7 transaction natin? So, 1,000 shares reacquired natin noong March 15. Nabenta na natin yung 600 noong June 21. So, meron pa tayong natitirang 400, di ba? Pero this time, October 7, out of those 400 shares na treasury shares natin, ibebenta ulit natin yung 200 shares, di ba? Pero take a look at the scenario, guys. Okay, this time it's only gonna be resold, guys, or reissued at 190 pesos per share. So compared natin sa original acquisition, which is at cost at 195, this time, guys, binenta natin ng mas bababa, di ba, sa cost. So this is an example of scenario below cost, okay? And meron tayong possible two scenarios, okay, na titingnan, okay, sa ating journal entries. Now, since binenta natin, of course, magkakaroon ulit tayo ng debit sa cash. Okay? Kasi this will be the amount received. Okay, yung consideration received. Okay? So, that's cash. Again, 200 shares ang binenta natin. magkano natin binenta at 190 only. So, magkano equivalent na yan? 200 times 190. So, that's 38,000 pesos. Okay? Pero, ang entry natin is treasury shares credit. Punta muna tayo sa credit side, okay? Ang dapat nating entry dito sa treasury shares is at cost, di ba? So, kung magkano natin siya binili initially, so yun natin siya i-remove sa libro, okay? Upon reissued. So, that's 200 shares multiplied by 195. 195 pesos, okay? So, that's equivalent sa 39,000 pesos. So, take a look guys at your debit and credit. So, dyan pa lang makita nyo na hindi na siya balance, di ba? Merong mas mataas ang ating credit. So, we have to look kung ano ang next account na i-debit natin, okay? To make our debit and credit equal. Ang sabi sa priority natin is, una daw, kapag below cost, i-debit natin sa share premium, treasury shares, di ba? And if we're going back sa scenario natin, meron bang instances dyan na nag-credit tayo ng share premium treasury shares? Even dun sa acquisition ng treasury shares natin, wala naman tayong na-credit sa share premium treasury shares account, diba? So definitely, that account is completely zero. And pagka ganyan ang scenario, so wala tayong pagdedebitan, okay? Dahil zero siya to begin with. So therefore, ang scenario na to guys, we'll proceed dun sa second priority natin, okay? Eventually, we'll have to debit yung retained earnings. So we will only proceed sa debiting ng share premium account as priority kapag ka may existing balances siya, okay? But in this scenario guys, wala. So we debit yung retained earnings. And again, for how much? That will be 1,000, okay? To make your debit and credit equal. So 38 plus 1, that's 39. So equal na yung transaction, okay? So that's how you prepare an entry, guys. Okay, if it's below cost, so you have to check yung order of priority natin. Okay? So that's for October 7 transaction. What about for November 10? So from 1,000 shares, nagbenta tayong 600 in June 21. So that's less 600. So meron na lang tayong 400, di ba? And then on October 7, we deduct additional 200 shares out of 400. So meron na lang tayo natitirang 200 shares. And sabi sa November 10 transactions, Solar sold or retired the remaining 200 shares. So dito naman tayo sa retirement. Okay? Anong scenario ang ipa-follow natin sa retirement? Okay? So we have to check first kung magkano yung par ng capital stock natin. In this scenario, it's ordinary share versus dun sa cost, okay, ng treasury share acquisition. So, titingnan natin is 100 pesos par, di ba? 100 peso par versus natin sa 195, di ba? So, kung titingnan natin, less siya, di ba? Ang par value ng capital stock natin is less than the purchase cost of the treasury stock. So, ang magiging scenario natin is we are technically looking at a loss on retirement. Okay? Kapag ganito yung sitwasyon, therefore, ito yung possible scenarios na um, mangyayari, okay, sa journal entry natin. Okay? Given yung priority. So, let's take a look, guys. Okay? So, ni-retired natin yung treasury shares. So, dapat nating i-debit yung ordinary shares, okay? Yung capital stock amount niya, okay? At par. So, we are debiting ordinary shares. So, this is like 200 na lang, di ba? Yan na lang yung natitirang treasury shares natin na eliminate natin sa libro, okay? Upon retirement. Eh, magkano natin siya i-record? Siyempre, at par value. Okay, so that's like 100 peso par. So, that's 200 multiplied by 100. We're looking at 20,000 debit. Okay, now before tayo mag-proceed sa next debit natin, tingnan muna natin yung credit side natin. Okay, so kapag ni-retire natin yung treasury shares, so we have to eliminate it from the book, di ba? Eh magkano na lang yan? 200 shares yung i-retire natin, and saan natin siya i-credit at what amount? Of course, dun sa cost, di ba? Kung magkano natin siya ni-record initially at cost, then dun natin siya i-remove sa libro, okay? Which is also at cost. So 200 multiplied by 195, so we're looking at 39,000. Now, ang tanong, dito pa lang, hindi na balanse ang debit and credit natin. Okay? So, mas mataas ang credit side natin. So, we're looking at additional debits. Okay? Saan natin ide-debit yan? So, tingnan natin guys yung next priority natin. Okay? Sabi dyan, unang priority natin is yung share premium ng capital stock. Okay? In this situation guys, yun dun sa ordinary share. So, magkano natin siya i-debit? Okay? We are looking at share premium ordinary share. Now, balikan natin yung problem class. Okay, so initially, as of December 31, 2023, ito lang yung na-mention na account. So, meron tayong ordinary shares, which is recorded at par, and then share premium ordinary shares, yan yung excess, di ba? Dun sa pag-i-issue ng shares. So, wala namang other information na minention sa problem. So, therefore, we can conclude, or it's easy for us to say na itong share premium ordinary shares is very much related dun sa issuance nung 45,000 shares. Okay? Na issued and outstanding. So, it's just that it's above par nung in-issue siya. So, paano natin malalaman yung cost nung share premium per share, okay, na na-issue? So, we have to divide yung 3,600,000 na yan, okay, sa number of shares issued and outstanding. So, kung titingnan natin sa problem, that is 45,000 shares. Okay. Again, guys, dito kasi is hindi naman na-mention na itong share premium account na to may other transactions na nakapaloob, di ba? Remember guys, na sa share premium natin, multiple issuance yun ng share, okay? Hindi lang naman isang bagsakan. So most likely, this will be just like on the average side, okay? Nung pagkaka-issue natin itong 45,000 shares. So, yan lahat yung excess ng par value. Okay, so and we're looking at an excess value of 80 pesos. Okay, so we can also conclude now when these 45,000 shares were issued, ang consideration na na-receive natin is like 180 pesos per share. 'Di ba? Kasi yung 100 peso part ni-record natin sa ordinary shares, and yung 80 pesos na excess dito natin binagsak sa share premium ordinary shares account. Okay, so that will be the amount na i-consider natin per share, okay, in determining the value of the share premium ordinary share. So going back sa November 10 transaction, so we're looking at 200 share, di ba? And ang sabi natin, ang component ng share premium ordinary share has 80 peso per share value, di ba? Based dun sa given na share premium ordinary shares account. So, magkano yan? 200 multiply natin by 80. So, that's like 16,000, di ba? 16,000 ang dinedebit natin. So, equal na ba ang debit and credit natin? Hindi pa, di ba? May kulang pa na 3,000 dito. So, saan natin siya next na i-record, guys? After determining kung magkano yung value ng first priority natin. So, balikan natin yung order of priority. So, ito na yon, share premium capital stock, okay? Ordinary. Now, next down na priority natin is share premium treasury stock. But as mentioned sa problem, guys, wala namang share premium treasury stock account, di ba? And even with the previous journal entries, hindi naman tayo nag credit sa share premium treasury stock account. So therefore, wala tayong pagdedebitan, di ba? Kasi wala naman tayong na-credit na amount dyan sa account na yan. So therefore, skip natin yung priority number 2, and instead we'll proceed sa priority number 3. So, no need for further computation guys. Since yan na yung last priority natin, dyan na natin i-debit yung excess, okay? Para mag-equal yung debit and credit natin. So, we're looking at a debit to retained earnings for the amount of 3,000 pesos. Okay, and test again the equality of your debit and credit. And that's it, guys. So, that's gonna be your answer, okay? For November 10 transactions. Okay, I hope you learned something. Okay, until next time. Thank you very much.